Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Patricia Samanora from TBI 3B. Okay, today I will explain about morphology. The first material is a word and its relative derivation. Number 1, relationship between lexeme. The definition, the relationship between base word and their derivative is, for example, go, to, goes, gone, going. The function creates new form without significantly changing the core meaning. And then number 2, word classes and conversion. Yeah. The definition, changing a word's class without changing its form, for example, drink, a verb, and drink, a noun. The function, increase flexibility in word use. And number 3, adverbs derive from adjectives. For example, quick, to, quickly. The process, adding suffixes, likely. And then number 4, nouns derive from nouns. For example, child, to, childhood. The process, adding suffixes to alter meaning. And then number 5, nouns derive from members of other word classes. For example, run is a verb, to, runner, a noun. The process, using suffixes and ion. And next material is a word and its relatives derivation. Number 1, adjectives derive from adjectives. For example, red, to, reddish. The process, adding suffixes like ish. And then number 2, adjectives derive from members of other word. Adjectives derive from members of other words classes. For example, care is a noun, to, careful is an adjective. The process, using suffixes full and less. Number 3, verbs derive from verbs. For example, read, to, reread. The process, adding prefixes like re. Number 4, verbs derive from members of other word classes. For example, advise is a noun, to advise is a verb. The process, phonological change or suffixes like is. Number 5, generality and idiosyncrasy. Generality is a common derivational patterns. For example, suffix li, and idiosyncrasy is a unique patterns. For example, goose to geese. Next material, compound words, blends, and phrasal words. Number 1, compound versus phrase. Compound, a combination of words with a new meaning. For example, toothbrush, not use space, and press, a word combination without a new meaning. For example, toothbrush using space. Number 2, compound verbs. For example, overtake, break down, and then the characteristic, 2 or more words forming a new verb. And number 3, compound adjectives. For example, blue-eyed, well-known. The characteristic describe a characteristic. And number 4, compound nouns. For example, firefighter, and then notebook. The characteristic, a combination of nouns. And then next material, compound words, blends, and phrasal words. The first is headed and headless compounds. Okay, headed is the main component determines the word's class. For example, dog house, to house, as the head, and headers no clear main component. For example, pickpocket. And then number 2, blends and acronyms. Blends is a merging two words. For example, branch. Branch. To breakfast plus lunch. And then acronyms, abbreviations read as words. For example, NASA. Number 3, compounds containing bound combining forms. For example, biology. Bio and logy. Number 4, phrasal words. For example, break up, look after, and the characteristic is a combination of a verb and preposition. And the next material, a word and its structure. Number 1 is a meaning and structure. The definition, the relationship between a word, morphological structure, and its meaning. For example, unlookable can be unlooked or cannot be looked. Number 2, affixes as heads. The definition, affixes is prefixes or suffixes determine the new words category. For example, happiness. And then number 3, more elaborate word forms. Multiple affixation, for example, unbelievability. Unbelief, un plus belief, and able plus able, and plus et. And then characteristic inflows multiple affixes. Next material, a word and its structure continued. Number 1 is a more elaborate word forms. Compounds within compounds. For example, lifeguard, training manual. And the characteristic is a combination of compound words. Number 2, apparent mismatches between meaning and structure. For example, fruit fly, not a fly made of fruit. The meaning doesn't always align with structure. And then number 3, structure as guide but not straight jacket. And the definition is structure provides guides but isn't right. For example, the word greenhouse isn't necessarily a house colored green. Okay guys, that's all for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.